Fellas, welcome back. Everyone, subscribers, viewers, all that. This is Media Marauders. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good
Doing
night.
wonderful.
Yep, wonderful.
Chilling.
Y'all chilling. Well, I'm as you guys can tell, I'm sure the viewers will tell. I'm quite tired, but I'm gonna try to hold this down for y'all. Y'all try to build me up. I need my energy, get me excited.
Are you in pajamas right now?
Yes, I don't want to stand up. I have one of those long nightgowns too, so it's like right below, right at my shins. It stops right there.
Ass cheeks out.
Damn right. Well,
right
no,
beside
maybe not that.
bricks.
not that. Please don't do that.
Are your cats in the room too? Are your cats running around under your feet?
No, man. Oh yeah, I just got like 2 new members in my family. Felix and Jinx. Felix and Jinx. Yes, Felix and Jinx. They're a gift, sort of like a late birthday gift from my sister, one of my sister-in-laws, and she had to get rid of the cats because she's pregnant currently. So cat litter. I heard there's like a wives' tale with cat litter and women that are pregnant. There's like some kind of toxicity there.
Oh, really?
But so she gave me the cats for free. So
okay.
Yeah, I got 2 new cats. But yeah, no, they're not allowed in my room when I record. They're distracting. They like to rub up on me and all that shit. So
perfection. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't. I need to be civil. I can't keep looking down and messing around with cats. I'm not gonna do that.
Playing footsie. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. But on that note, man, we this is Media Marauders for the new ones, for the new audience members, people that keep coming back. We like to pay attention to what's happening around the world media wise, and then we kind of bring it back to the table and we discuss it amongst us. So I only have like one thing that I could think of off the top of my head, but on the top of my head, I have not been paying attention. I'm sorry, guys. I failed you once again. But I don't know. I mean, we're gonna start off, James. I think we agreed that you'll start us off today.
Let's go for it.
All right, what you got for us, man?
So this anime aired, I guess, first spring. It's Tokyo Revengers. So this is one that Mr. Random mentioned, and I had it on my radar. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna check it out. And essentially, the plot starts off with this boy named Takemichi. Yeah, Takemichi. And essentially,
Takemichi?
Yeah, Takemichi. Essentially, something happens, and I don't want to give out too much of the plot. Essentially, something happens, and he's sent to the past. And when he gets sent to the past, he finds that out, and he realizes like how far he went back to like his high school or middle school years, and he's like, "Hold on, what's going on here? Like this person is still alive." And essentially, the plot goes down where back in the past he was part of a gang, and he's able to change part of the past and go back from the past into the future by shaking this boy that he knows in the future's hand, which is a detective in the future. And basically the plot goes down. He's trying to save his love of his life, I guess, as a child, and they kind of like separated ways based off the original years of his life, and she ends up getting killed. So he keeps going back and forth to try to save her. So that's how the plot plays out, and he keeps trying to do every single little thing. But as it goes on, it becomes like a mystery, trying to figure out who did what, who's behind it, what nuances does he have to change in the past in order to change the future. Do any of these things make sense? And then going back to the future to figure out other details that he's brought from the past, figure out if anything's changed, and then going back to the past to do another act to see if it'll carry out and play out into the future for the best case scenario.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah, that's kind of like where I was thinking with Ashton Kutcher. So I was thinking more along the lines of, that pretty much. But all right, so question real quick. Let me interject if I can.
That's cool.
Does it get confusing with all the jumping back and forth? Because I've gotten only up to like episode 12. They do a good job of explaining. It doesn't get, there's not like it's a unannounced flashbacks. It's like it holds your hand throughout.
It holds your hand. Basically, whatever time zone you're in, your future or the past, you know exactly where you're at. And, it seems like when he goes back to the past, not but so much time passed in the future, it seems like, but he's able to meet with certain people and everything like that, and then go back to the past for how many days or wherever has passed, and then come back to the future.
It's such a unique genre, though. Like it's a delinquent anime. I mean, like it's about the
present. I should say the present, not future. Present. He goes back.
Yeah. So
the past to the present.
Yeah, he goes back to. He jumps between the present and the past. Yeah.
Which technically is his future because he's in the past.
But he's altering. Okay, yeah. Well, once he goes to the past, he's altering his future, but he's technically living in the present.
Right.
To go to the past to alter his future. And once he gets to the future, or which is now his present, he realizes he has to go back to the past to go change something else.
For his future.
Or for his future. But you know where he's at because
it's so odd.
It's because, he's part of the gang, and like he's younger and you can tell, but like, he carries his maturity from his present self to his past, and he tries to do whatever he can to be a better person or do whatever, like even give his life if he needs to change the future, because he don't want the love of his life to die. Like, There's so much more involved in that, like backstabbing and mystery, trying to figure out like who's the correct side to be on, who is the person that is really setting up this plot, who's behind the scenes carrying out all the orders, and even if I change this, who else does this affect down the line? So it's and then you get everything that played out in the past. So it's kind of cool because he's never lived this past, which just turns into his present. Because he's making different choices.
Got it. Okay.
Because and the weird thing is the way that it's presented too is like this main character, like obviously like he has amnesia about his past. So like he doesn't remember almost. It's like he had a mental block or something.
No, he remembers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, that's the part that's missing. It's like so when he goes back into the past and changes something, he doesn't know what happens, what changed between what he changed in the past and what changed in the present, because he knows his history. So he knows everything from his original history. So anything that changed from the original history, he's not going to know because he didn't live it. So anything he's lived, he knows.
Yeah, so in the past, like 10 years ago, if he's changed something in the past and he goes to the future, that time that he left from the past to skip and jump into the present, he doesn't know what happened until he gets to the present and has to ask questions. He doesn't remember.
Okay. I got you.
Because,
all right. So
he never lived through it. His mind wasn't present in that timeline.
His consciousness was in the past while the present is still moving, or he's asleep, isn't he? Isn't he like in the stasis?
His present body is in the stasis when he shakes his friend's hand, and then he goes to the past.
That is
I remember
questionable.
Wait. I think that said, actually no, because he wakes up in random places, like usually like a store or something. You be like,
that's
one time he would sleep though. At one time he would sleep.
That's a questionable thing.
I think it depends on how long he's in the past.
Have they explained any of that though? Like, or is that still like a mystery within the series?
I don't think it's going to, because they originally said like you were saying, he was like asleep, and then he was sleeping at the someone's house. But then after that, they were like, nope, he's just going on about his day. Because there's a part in the anime when he goes back into the past, and Takemichi of the past is just doing what he's doing, and like he's
and then I think his girlfriend actually kind of explains that she could tell when there's a switch.
Yeah, she says
there's like a switch in his personality all of a sudden. Whenever he does come back to the past, his consciousness does come back to the past. That we know with Takemichi.
And the further it goes, then I'm guessing that starts happening in the future. So if he's living out the life in the future that he doesn't know about, that Takemichi's also doing stuff. So it's like only in the beginning does it seem like he's asleep when he's in the past.
I think it's because it's only there for a very short period of time. Like he seems like he's staying in the past longer and longer, and I think his body has to function in the future, or he dies, I guess, or he has to be put into he's like in a coma. So I guess he's not in a coma.
That was only in the beginning though, because
that's what I'm saying. It's only in the beginning. I feel like after the beginning, when he's only asleep for a little bit of time, then he just continues to move on about his life because time has passed. But they never explained it.
Okay, so all right, so obviously you and Thomas have gotten pretty far within the series, right?
I completed the first season.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many seasons are there? 2?
There's only one season right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the anime.
But no one's read the manga yet, right?
The manga's still going. I know some of the spoilers from the manga. So
okay, gotcha. So going from the anime, like what really like, because I like the idea of delinquents. I've been recently getting into delinquent mangas. Like sometime last year, I was reading one about two different other mangas that I was getting into. I can't name them right now, but it's interesting. I like the idea of delinquents. Or at least in that schools, like how they function is almost like an organized crime thing. And Tokyo Revengers,
they're called banchos, if you want to.
Yeah, banchos. Yeah, it is. It's. I didn't want to say it wrong, but
I love banchos.
Yeah,
this thing is like this type of delinquent, the banchos, because like I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast, talking about the Kunio-kun series. Yeah, the Pompadours, the Kunio-kun series, and that was like back. That's been a popular genre in Japan for a good minute.
GTO is supposed to be
because GTO was a sequel to another anime when he was a bancho.
I started watching GTO a little bit, but then I was watching something else and I never got back to it.
Yeah, Tokyo's called Great. It's called Great Teacher Onozuka or something like that.
Yeah, like something like that, like Great Teacher something with an O. But then but like yeah, it's like Tokyo Revengers. You have like Draken-kun and now, and it's just like when they do the fights. Like for me, I like the fights. I like the fights.
Could get pretty raw.
Yeah, I feel like they do
like real gang war fights. Like they go at it.
Is there gangbangers out there?
Got some overtime.
Nah, not that kind. Because I think I saw not to cut you off, James, but there is a documentary if you go on YouTube from Vice. I think it's from Vice City. Yeah. I think it's there.
It's about the guy with the motorcycle gang.
Yeah, they were really popular. Like motorcycle bike gangs were a big thing in Japan from like the early 2000s to about 2013.
I think from the 80s.
From the 80s, but you're right. From the 80s and to like around 2010ish, 13ish, and it died down completely. And these guys were raw, bro. Like they really function like a mob, like the Yakuza.
Well, some of them became Yakuza afterwards, you know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it was like a junior, like training wheels for the Yakuza, like almost. But they had to prove something. So these dudes were like doing some wild stuff for real.
And the way this is set up is like that. They're in a biker gang, but like, you know, as they progress and get to the future, depending on what they did in their past, they become like straight up gangs that run in the future.
Yeah. And it's pretty much that's the thing too, though. It's like, because I remember like the synopsis to the show, like when you look at it, like, oh no, like that's what sold me on it was when they were talking about it was like Takamichi going back to the past.
Gang wars
to find revenge, which I was like, oh, you got revenge, you got me in.
Yeah, I love
it. Doesn't really seem like revenge at the moment.
Violence? I'm here.
Yeah, I'm all there. I'm all there.
It doesn't seem like revenge at the moment. It just feels like he's trying his hardest. He has a lot of heart. He's trying his hardest to.
He's like the Deku of Tokyo Revengers. He's always fucking crying. He's always freaking crying. Where I stopped, he just reminds me of Deku. He's always freaking crying.
He's a crybaby. He's the crybaby hero. The thing is, though, I'm like, yo, like they're not. I don't think they're gonna give him any superpowers or no, like,
no.
It's not gonna be like no.
Other than the time traveling thing, that's
he's raw. Like Takamichi is raw spirit, man. Like you can stand behind him as a character. Like, you're like, oh, this is a great stand-up guy. Like all the way around, honestly.
And that's the thing is like. He has a cool character. It's a different story. That's what I'm liking about it. It's like the story's not too much.
It's not too corny.
It's not corny at all. It's
it's not.
It's
there's no power of friendship at all.
Well, no. It's friends. It's a gang.
It's a gang. They have friendship in there, but you got to build friendship.
But it's manliness.
Max is waiting to jump on it. No, man. Ain't no friendship in gangs.
There's no power ups or any of that type of stuff. It's like real life.
I will say,
real life.
Go ahead.
They're friendship in gangs.
Yeah.
It reminds me, like I can see like this taking, like you know how because I think the only person who's played the Yakuza games has been Max.
Yeah,
like it's on that level of storytelling of some of the better Yakuza games.
I played Ninja Gaiden.
I don't think it's the same.
I want to close his window right quick.
I think they do have some of the soap opera elements because I feel like Yakuza definitely has that they focus around that kind of level of storytelling. Yeah. And from what I've seen with Tokyo Revengers, they have that type of story building as well. Question: Does the time traveling need to be? Is it necessary
for the story? Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely necessary.
Do you think this story could be as good without the time traveling?
It would have to be a whole different story at that point.
Different story. He's going in the past to affect the future, but he doesn't know what he changed, what he does in the past will change the future. So he has to go back to the present.
The way Max is saying it is, does he really need to find out what's going on in the future to find out if he's going to save his girlfriend or woman at that point in time? I understand what he's saying, Max. He doesn't need to go back to the future / present to understand.
Yeah. He does, because what if he stays in the past the whole time and relive it? The exact same thing can happen again in his new future if he doesn't change the right thing. So he has to go back to the present / future to to see if what he's done was right or what he needs to change next.
I wouldn't even go there. It's like if you took out the time travel, this would be a story just of high school kids or middle school kids.
That's what I'm saying. Can it just be a standalone, just kids whooping each other's asses and growing and possibly killing one another?
Yeah, like another Bancho story.
I think that's fine.
That's why you don't make manga, sir.
I'm just saying. I'm saying there's
but you can do that with anything. You take out some part of the plot. You have a totally different story. You can do that. It can make plenty of kid gang anime manga.
Oh, did he really need to be from Earth to be in his isekai? Well, wouldn't be an isekai then if he wasn't from Earth?
I'm not trying to take anything away from the anime. Obviously, I'm making a little bit of jokes, but I thought about that while you guys were talking about it, and I'm thinking back to the story that I watched.
It would be a different because the story would be completely different if you took out the time travel, because he wouldn't know what's going on in the present. He wouldn't know what's going on in the past, because like he has regrets in the beginning of the show of what happened in, like how he lived his life in the past.
Yeah, he's a freaking loser in the beginning.
Oh, he was a gangbanger. Yeah.
No, he was just working at like a
convenience store. A girl that was younger than him disrespects him.
Something like he got out of the gang life really early.
He did.
Yeah, in the beginning. So then if you take that out, then it's just like, okay, well now he's just a guy who wants to be part of the gang. But what's his reason for being part of the gang? Because that's gone. Like everything that he wants to do will be gone if you take out the time travel.
He's a loser, huh? He's a loser.
Yeah, just be a random gang flunky, which then that's a whole nother.
That's what show. He already was and decided he didn't want to be that. So like he already lived that life.
I mean, okay. I like the series for what it is. It's definitely a good. I think it's considered a shonen, but it's definitely a lot of drama in it. Some good. Some memorable moments of characterization. I appreciate his growth as what he's becoming. I see what he can become, especially with having someone like Mikey and Draken on his side.
What you know about
Mikey's
them?
My dude. Mikey, that bite-sized motherfucker.
Yo, Baji. let's mention Baji too, man.
What y'all know about that? What you know about Draken?
Yeah, that's a badass, man.
Yeah, that's a bad man.
What? He's so cool, man.
Yeah,
I really middle school kid.
Mikey can take people out, man. Mikey is
he's
killer,
destructive, and I'm interested in the story.
Destructive.
Yeah, he really is.
He's just completely destructive.
He's like 5'2" and whoops anybody's ass. It doesn't even matter.
He's 5'2". Awesome. So I need to know. I'm 5'4". Got it.
You win.
I need to know. You catch that foot to the face, man. You out, man. I'm telling you. Once you catch that foot to the face.
There's some characters here that I do appreciate, and I really like the girlfriend. I forget what her name is. She don't matter. She's like she's the backbone of. You said what?
She don't matter. We here for the fighting.
But I appreciate her backbone. I see she's like the backbone of who Takemichi is. Like she's the one. She's the motivator, and she gives him character. She helps with his character development.
I find her to be a little bit disturbing to me.
What? Disturbing?
I'm trying to figure this out because I didn't. What?
Gotta remember, he's a grown man time traveling.
He's a grown man time traveling.
Because he does have a grown man's mentality.
So
he's definitely talking to a girl that's like 14 years old.
But they mentioned it though. They mentioned like, no, you seem so mature. Like it is mentioned, but
I know that doesn't help.
Yeah, at all.
It doesn't, because at all. This is the thing. matured by the time he got older in the future, but he didn't mature that much. Like that's why he's a loser in the future. Like
it's still 21 years old.
That's the thing is like, yeah, you're 21, going back into middle school,
talking to a 14-year-old.
Creep. He's a creep. That's what he is.
Or I think she's 14 or 15.
Wait. He just got an old soul, right? He's got an old soul.
He's a mental creep.
Technically, he's still young. Technically, there's nothing wrong with what he's doing.
I'm not standing on this side of this one. No.
He went to the past. He's a kid in the past. He just had his brain.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think
hold up, feds. Bring him in, feds. Bring him in.
Look, and you go back to like a kid's. Okay, because there's another one. What's the other one that the guy got reincarnated? I need to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that. The Isekai. The Isekai one.
Yeah, Isekai.
He was like 40 years. He was like in his 30s.
ReZero? Don't ReZero.
No, not ReZero. Not ReZero.
He's completely.
The one time I was reincarnated as a slime.
No, it's another one that.
No, it's about a guy who goes back to becoming a baby.
Reincarnated jobless. No.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
There's so many of those shows. I just.
That's all right. Sometimes. So to wrap up on Tokyo Revengers, the way that the season ended, are y'all looking forward to more?
Oh yeah,
reincarnation jobless. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to more. Like I wonder what else they're going to put into the plot and how that affects the gang in the future, and if Takemichi could be who he want to be.
How many episodes?
23, I think.
I don't know. It didn't feel that long.
I'm on the wrong anime. I was looking at Jobless Reincarnation. I got to go back.
I think there's
24
a little over 20. Okay. Yeah, because I saw it recently. 24.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll visit after I get done watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
You have
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I haven't finished Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
Can you say that
again? Jump on that. You need to jump on that.
I am not finished Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hey, hold on. We might have some people that might not like that. Thomas, edit that out, Thomas.
Chris,
edit that out. Welcome back, King, by the way.
Not gonna have my face up in no screenshot of like that. Nope.
But like a quick wrap up. So Tokyo Revengers, like I said, you guys are looking forward to more. Was there any cons that you about the anime?
My one con was the age jump. Like I was like, that bothered me. But
it's a little weird.
I think that might be a cultural issue on my end. So.
Okay.
What about you, James?
I don't have that con. I understand the mindset, but at least he's still a kid at the end of time. At least he went back in time to be a kid.
All right, talk about your cons then.
My cons.
I had a con, but
I don't know if I have
you don't really
a con because it's like a different story, and I like the way they going to take one. I'm so used to people powering up and everything like that. I haven't really watched the gang anime. I hope they would make like the manga Suck and Rock like one. That'd be freaking crazy, but there's probably not gonna happen. Probably too much wild stuff in that. One. But
I doubt that's ever gonna happen.
I know I'm saying too much wild stuff in it. But anyway, it's a different type of anime. It's like it's the first time I watched a gang anime, and I'm definitely interested in what's gonna happen with him as a character in the future and how much he's gonna change overall, because like there's things in the past that like definitely can affect you mentally and your heart. So he's a great guy, and I'm wondering if he's even going to end up as a great guy in the future. If that's the way the path is going, I wonder if he's going to be completely a badass or on the wrong side just because he's trying to save the love of his life because he has to go to that means by the end of it all. I wonder where it's going to go.
So it's safe to say you guys would suggest this to anybody that's a newcomer in or want to watch something.
Yeah, definitely.
Some new kind of anime. All right, cool. Yeah, I still got to get into it. I'm on episode 12, I think, and I stopped right there with Drake and going through his recovery process. That's where I stopped. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, Tokyo Revengers. Yeah, it's. I give it where I'm at right now. I give it about a 7.5 for a pretty good anime.
There's no way it's not going to increase based off.
All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, Tokyo Revengers. So thank you there, Mr. James and Mr. Thomas. Appreciate that. So
what's your score out of 10?
Oh yeah. What do y'all give it the first season?
I'm gonna give it an 8.8.
8.8.
Damn.
Mr. Chris?
I guess a 9 or something. I don't know.
9? Wow.
Almost said 9.
Okay.
Almost
I don't really see.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna
It's
give
not
it 8.
perfect, but
It's not, yeah, but it's really good though. It's honestly really good. It's different. It's refreshing as an anime, honestly.
All right.
Okay.
I was gonna say a
stamp of approval.
On a side thing is like if you like gang like animes, you might like Durarara, which is
Yeah, that's a good
that one. 91 Days. And there's one I can't remember at the moment.
Oh yeah, I'm watching 91 Days next. I put it on my watch list too. 91 Days.
Oh, 91 Days. I still have to finish that one too. That was really good. It's during the Prohibition era.
Yeah, that's on my list.
The Prohibition era.
Came out in 2016.
Yeah, man, that's a really good one.
Those only 12 episodes plus an over?
Yeah. That's really good. Really good.
Quick watch. Okay. I'll watch it.
Okay, I guess we'll jump to the next one then. Who wants to get in there next? My topic I might save for last, or I might bring it up another time. I'm still thinking about it.
I got a small one I could.
Anyway, I don't know if anybody watched it yet.
I got a small one I could jump in this time limit right quick.
Let's go for it.
Okay, cool.
Which is Eidos Montréal is moving over to 4-day work weeks, which they're in the process. It's another game company that's moving away from crunch and moving just to like 4 8-hour days, but you can make like your full 40-hour work week in that same amount of time. And I think it's a good sign for creatives and in general for people who work in like tech and stuff, because it seems like a lot more companies are trying to move away from burning people out real quickly. And it was like one of those things I wanted to give a shout out for, because they're doing this in the middle of about to release a game, which that's shocked me the most. I'm like, y'all are about to release a game in, I think, in this month or next month with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Shit. Oh, yeah, Crystal Dynamics. That's right.
I'm like, this is usually when people go into crunch instead of going into back on on that time. So, and I think like Eidos is doing it to all their studios, not just Montreal now. So I was like, it's a good thing.
I feel like that will definitely increase productivity in a way. Like you won't feel as burnt out. Like, because even though you spend more time doing something, you work slower after a while. Like you don't have the exact same level of productivity the whole time. And I think there are already studies out there that prove that.
How about say there was a company out in Japan, I can't remember the name of them, but they did the same thing. They went from like 5-day work weeks to 4-day work weeks, and they said productivity moved up. Like it was surprising how much more productive they became. Eidos Montreal is talking about one of the things they're trying to take out, which will make the days go better. They're going to try to cut back on some of their meetings, which is another thing which I watched read an article on. It's like sometimes having too many meetings can be very counterproductive, which most companies do. Like some companies have pre-meetings before the meeting, which is like if you have a pre-meeting before the meeting, you don't need to have one of them meetings.
Right.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And we need to prep for the meeting. Unless you plan on meeting with like some outside customer or something like that, you need to make sure you're all in line. Like
if food's not included in that pre-prep meeting, don't pre-prep it.
That's the thing. It's everything should be able to be handled.
Where the blueberries at? Where the blueberries at, Janice? Where are they?
So like where I work at, like having a whole lot of meetings is definitely counterproductive, especially if you have a lot of things. Like it's just you start wondering, like, am I working or I'm in a meeting? Or you hear people say, I'm always in a meeting, so I don't have time to work. Can I have time to work? I'm in a meeting.
It's one of those things that's been proven that if you have too many meetings, it's very counterproductive. But a lot of older companies or older or leads have a hard time moving away from the concept of, hey, we need to look busy instead of actually producing what they need to produce. But seeing this in a video game company, which it's shocking for me. Like, yeah, because
there's a lot of reports. Yeah, there's a lot of reports going out there that these gaming companies are not taking care of their workers.
Exactly.
And I think honestly, Japan is becoming more progressive with things, because I just saw something recently with their animation, with the animes. Like they're making it a point to pay their animators a lot more. Like I'm not going to say a lot more, but they're making it a point to pay them more, because there's been a lot of discrepancies with that as well.
Better.
I think that's the hard thing is too.
Better wages.
Like a person like myself is like, when I was going into school for like design and stuff like that, they told us about, the crunch and stuff like that. So most of the people I went to school with, we're used to like, we can go maybe like, well, at the time when we're younger, like a whole week, maybe like 3 hours of sleep a day or something like that, and just constantly keep producing.
That's crazy.
And that was the thing, like, it's what I was looking for, but then I got a job in the sector I got a job in, and I did not put that type of energy into what I'm doing.
I got a job in.
Like, after a while, you would definitely get burnt out. Like you might have been used to it then, but like after a while, that's a serious toll on you.
It's a different mindset that it's like you ever like when you're working on a project and you forget to eat. It's like being kind of in that zone for long periods of time without trying to be there, that's one of the things that a lot of these companies are trying to break. They're trying to like, get people to be more
that's a bad work-life balance right there.
Yeah. It's the thing is, it's like I've always understood that because there's two sides to the argument. There's some people who believe they should be able to, spend time with their families, this and that. And there's some people who believe art's life. It's just what it is. You're never going to really be able to get rid of those people, because some of those people, if they're not at the job working, they're going to be off working on art because it's what kind of gives them a purpose in like, their day to day, because they don't really care for anything else, which I can't blame them for, but
their passion is their life. So it takes away from what they're doing in their personal life. So I get it. Yeah, it's one of those things. But I think one of the people as well, for me, it's just balance. I prefer the work-life balance because I don't have an art life per se. But at the same time, it's one of the things that if I want to do something, I want to do it on my off time too, though. So I get it. both perspectives.
So I'm like, just want to give a shout out to Edios because it's good, good.
That's progression, and it's a format that, or like a format that everyone should look into.
I Canada got some stuff too for like some game company. They be giving people money just to make games in Canada. I'm like, yo, we need to catch up.
Let me get in there. Okay, that's cool.
I'm definitely ready for even if we go to 410s.
No. That's going to find out to be very counterproductive.
Is 410s very counterproductive?
Yeah, because most people start feeling it in after the 7th hour. So
that's
you go to 410s,
you're just feeling it. Man, I'm feeling it after the 5th hour. Let's be honest. Like,
go to commercial.
And on that note, all right, yeah, a quick shout out to them. I think that is a good move on their part. And I guess we could.
All my jobs gonna be like, who said that now?
I hope it works out.
Productivity was down though. I just
statistically, I hope it looks good in the future. So maybe can implement some newer implementations.
Well, he wasn't working Thursday, was he? Let's see.
Widespread. But anyways. On that note, we'll do a quick commercial break. These guys want to be all fucking, they want to be jokesters now. Getting my energy. Now y'all getting my energy up. Thank you. On that note, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
We're gonna take a lunch break, guys.
quick lunch break.
Hey, look, dude, I'm ready. I'm always ready to eat, man. Let's do it.
Welcome back. This is Meet 'em Marauders. We took a quick commercial break, and we're going to jump into the next topic. We got another anime. It seems like King. You're starting it off, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to start. It's all good. It's been a while since I've been. It's been a while, so I mean, think about that.
One more time. So, yeah. Don't tell me.
Stupid.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
We're going to talk about Baki. The newer version, the one that released on Netflix. So I've been watched it. Huh?
Baki Hanma is his technical name.
Okay, sorry. Hanma Baki.
That's how you separate. It's Baki.
I'm hearing what you're saying. The son of Ogre. Baka, I got it. Hanma Baki. Got it.
Hanma.
Yes, Hanma. And Ogre Hanma. I get it.
That's a weird thing. How we how Japan, they do what name set up, and then we just say it the wrong way over here half the time.
I know. Yeah. It shows that we don't respect it. I don't know why. But
it's just a name. Fuck it. We'll just talk about it. It doesn't matter.
But yeah. So
he also believes in that idea of going around, back in time messing with children. Just saying.
What? oh, wait a minute, that wasn't me. Let's remember who brought that up earlier.
So after our lunch break, we come back to this now, huh?
All right, man, come on. Let's talk. God dang it. I hate y'all, man. Y'all getting distracted, damn it.
All right, so I watched Baki, and I'll give you my rating up top. I feel like I gave it, honestly, a 7 out of 10. And I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I feel like there could have been way more fighting in it. What it had been at that point in time. I just think at the end of the day, I wanted it to be a really, really fighting type show, which I understand the last 2 seasons were. And I understand this one too was more of an aspect of him supposed to be fighting his father or gearing up to fight his father and everything of that nature too. But like I said, there was a lot of nonsense talking that needed to be done in this series. And if they would have cut out the talking, it would have been literally half the show or half the series. And I would have been okay with that. But I get the purpose of why they did it though. They actually do a great job of teaching people in an aspect of it too, or slipping in knowledge to people also. And so I figured out why Max doesn't drinks all his teas and everything with his pinky up now, because he likes to use spices. So if you watch Baki, they actually explain that with the grip. And I can't remember exactly what grip it is that they use in fighting, but to hold your honor, you were supposed to actually be holding a handkerchief at one end and pinching it or whatnot. And there's a scene in there where Oliver, or Unchained, should I say, ends up holding it with just these 2 fingers here, which is weird, but I kind of understood it. But it was weird at the end of the day. But I just wanted to say that I did not hate it, but I didn't like it too much neither, because I felt there should have been a lot more fighting in than what it was and than what was in there. And the characters they had in there apparently there are 3 characters in there up there that were as strong as everybody else. And of course it's Ogre, Unchained, and a third guy. He was so paid to me, I forgot his name now. Mr. Second. That's his name in the Mr. Second. I didn't understand at all how he became the strongest out of the 3, or how he was in that tier. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, Jesus Christ, I didn't get it. I feel like they made a character just to make it seem as if they needed somebody else for Baki to fight over or above. But I was like, I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. I didn't like it.
I feel like Mr. Second was somebody that went to just go fight Unchained.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he was second he was second at the prison. I don't think he was second as in overall. Everybody that's fought for them are trying to fight the ogre. So
yeah, and I caught that too. I just didn't. I guess from my perspective, when I watched the show, I didn't know the reason why they had the 3 top fighters as it being Ogre, Unchained, and him, Mr. Second, which was his name in the jail / prison. A lot of things they put or presented in this season, I think could have just been taken out. Well, then at the beginning, and I know already ruined a little bit for a lot of people, but apparently the way that Ogre respected Baki was by killing some woolly mammoth or some form of giant African elephant.
Okay, my bad. All right.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Not, I think you're thinking of the silver
the silver ape. Yeah, yep. Over in the very old first season.
Yeah, but they changed it in there. They changed it in this one as it being some kind of big giant elephant that he killed. And I thought, like I said, it just kind of took me off guard on how he acknowledged Baki in this case, and how Baki is being acknowledged also going forward.
Yeah, because the whole point of this anime is to have Baki fight and kill his father, right?
Yeah,
like straight up Oedipus, like Oedipus times 10 type shit, right?
Don't be Oedipus.
But it's only been like 5 years though. So
does he have like a weird relationship with his mom though?
His mom's even mentioned after a while.
I didn't know. I
imagine mom's dead, right? Baki.
His mom is dead. And that's what triggers him to want to do it. So basically, he did because the mom and the ogre's relationship basically was to produce
the strongest
seed ever, right? So, to carry on his bloodline, and she wanted him to be the best, and that kind of like changed their dynamic. I guess that's how I felt it.
Yeah, I remember the first season. It was very
cool.
awkward.
It's like he was born. You born for this one thing, and otherwise than that, I only care about the strongest love on the planet. Now I get it,
right?
That.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The animation is there. I like the animation style and what they did. I like some of the weird, quirky things they did too to present some of the characters as well. I think I feel like it's an anime that teaches you on the sly. Like it's supposed to be a knowledgeable show, but at the same time, give you something worth watching also. So a lot of the information and features they give you, a lot of information they give you in the show, I seem as though should be like should be on Miss Frazzle's bus, the Magic School Bus. Like you get taken for an adventure, and then you get sidetracked. Be like, oh, I forgot they're fighting because they're teaching us something.
Yeah, that's one thing that I did appreciate because I remember just diving into the manga at one point, and they actually they're actually telling you like some maybe a bit exaggerated, but like they'll teach you little things of martial artists, like actual martial arts skills or techniques, and the reason behind if you have to shake carbonated drinks because all the the carbonation will help you, it'll give you a lot of energy or something like that.
I tried that and I went to the gym. I killed it. It was too much sugar though, but I killed it that day.
Yeah. He's like, I did 500 pounds one time.
It was a great day in the gym. I was surprised.
I heard there's actually something to be taught within the series apparently.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. They one of the aspects they made interesting was how Baki was shadow boxing.
I was just thinking that the mantis, right? The
praying mantis. And then the praying mantis came up, and I was like, the perspective they came from, it made sense. Like if you're fighting the praying mantis as no natural enemy, and he's making him bigger, and it's like, all right, I get it. It's cool. I get it. I size,
extremely strong, like just incredibly strong, destructive. I can imagine a praying mantis being that big.
Right. So like I said, for me, I gave it a 7 just because of the fact that the animation is there, and when the fight scenes do happen, they're pretty good. But like I said, from the past 2 seasons they had, I would rate this as the lesser version of the other two seasons though. My personal opinion.
Which season are we talking about? Are you talking about like out of the Netflix one or
the two Netflix ones? I put that that way. The 2 Netflix ones. Previous to this one. Okay. Not the original.
Yeah, so the previous Netflix one, he was fighting the people that escaped from prison, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So those fights were crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Also, he was fighting. The one previous, he was fighting people from prison, and then he fought Ali's son.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, okay. Ali's son. They went to the tournament.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
He went to the tournament.
You haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the season I need to finish. That's where it lost me. Like,
okay. See, the thing I like about the show is I love the very intricate, detailed, over-exaggerated storytelling that adds
over the top.
It's over the top. I love it. But like with so much, Baki is meant to fight. So that it derails, it's too much. When it's too much talking, it lowers your expectations of the show.
Right.
You're expecting the fighting. That's what we're here for. We love the storytelling that amps the fighting up even more, but we want it to be more fighting with the storytelling hyping the fighting or why this person is so good at this, how they did their previous seasons. And with this arc in the jail, it has more storytelling versus the fighting. The fighting is impeccable, but they're in a whole jail. I feel like Baki could have fought more people in the jail to make his way up. That's
So there's
people.
So there's a lot of exposition that drags out. Much.
Yes, there is. There could have been more. There could have been multiple fights within a prison to raise his rank because he's trying to fight Mr. Second and Unchained. He could have worked his way up through the ladder, or at least 14
a lot quicker
to prove and ready.
Yeah,
and then go from there. I
think
this most recent. I think 2 more fights would have changed it.
So with this most recent anime, did they get? There's obviously going to be another one.
Yes, definitely going to be another one.
Okay. So it's not finalized.
If they're going based off the mangas, there's 2 more after this one.
Okay. So you gave it a 7, James. How about you? Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
You gave it a 7. Sorry,
yeah, I gave it a 7.
You gave it a 7.
Yeah,
I apologize.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5 or 7.7. Only because the way the animation, the detail, and how descriptive it was, the fight scenes were amazing. When they had the fight scenes, they were amazing.
Nice, good 2-minute fights.
It wasn't enough because of the expectation from everything that we've seen in the other fights. Like in the previous season, Baki was getting hit and his skin was getting ripped off, but he was so juiced because of his girl that he didn't feel it, even though he was getting poisoned at the same time. Yo, I'm telling you, we've seen some crazy stuff. We've seen some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I stopped at a certain point where I think where the last season prior is where I stopped in the manga. Like in that when I read the manga, it was like maybe 5 years ago. So I still remember little bits and pieces of what was happening. But I think the first season when he raises up in that underground ring in the training underground, I think it was in the very first season. But Baki's an interesting. It's one of those really it popularized back in what the early, I want to say the
early
late 90s. Early,
that's when I remember Grappler.
Early.
From.
Oh wow, Grappler Baki. That's right.
I think that was more action based, if I remember correctly. Like Baki the Grappler Baki, and he also had a little slightly different character design back then too.
And I think there's actually a manga that's ongoing still. Like the creator recently came out with another manga. I want to say maybe a year.
That's the thing. Baki had like a video game back on PlayStation 2.
Really?
Yeah.
It never released to the US, I'm sure.
It was called Fighting. Let me see.
I'm sure it was never released.
It came out in Japan and the UK.
It never ported to the US.
Okay.
Like has some OVA.
With all the Baki characters, man, that'd be a crazy fighting game. Everybody's style is so different.
Well, when it came out, it would only been encompassing Broccoli the Grappler.
Oh, see, like if it incorporated everybody they have now, that game would be over the top.
Yeah, because that game dropped in 2000, and then what we saw from the anime, like the first anime on Netflix, that anime started running in '99 and finished in 2005. The manga, that manga. And then you had like a whole bunch of games like Baki Hanma, Baki Scarface.
Those are the ones I'm reading into. It's like it's almost like a spin-off.
Animes.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch to the Baki.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
But
yeah, the anime is just now getting to the main, like it's staying within the main story. But I know Baki on Gaiden and all those were kind of like spin-offs or like a bit of behind with the ogre and Baki kind of doing things on their own type of thing.
That's the thing. It was like it's a weird one because it's kind of one of those situations where they finish one series and they pick one up, take a break. Because I'm like, the original Baki series started in 91 and went to 99. So it's kind of like how they did Naruto with Naruto Shippuden and all that. But they just kind of finish and write some more, and then they're finally to where they're at now, which I guess what's still going. The most recent ones went on serialization back in 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, there's a lot of different martial arts, sports, and like manga out there. But Baki, I know it was one of the ones that was really popularized for the time that it came out.
Got it.
So I mean, there's a lot out there though, man. Like if you really like that, there's one where there's I'm not gonna stray away too far, but there's one that I read recently, maybe about a year ago. It was about a female. She wanted to get into mixed martial arting because she was already good at, I think, Taekwondo. Or jujutsu, I think it was jujutsu, and it just branched out. Like I've always enjoyed the martial arts aspect, like the realism, not the one that Baki level where they probably a little too damn strong doing some of the shit that they fighting elephants and shit. What's that?
So what was the hook to this manga?
No, it wasn't. It was not. It was realistic, and it was not pervy. It was not itchy at all. It was nothing like that.
Okay.
It was nothing like that. I will look it up. And
it was like that, or it was like one of them underdog stories where it's like makes you feel good by the end of it, huh?
No. It's one of the, like the main character, and she's like an asshole. Like she's very cocky, and then she finally gets her ass beat by someone that's under her weight class. And yeah, it's just a build up from there. I forgot what it's called.
I would like to reference back to last week's episode, him signing for R. Kelly.
That's a fucking lie.
What?
Such a dick. Why would you ever believe Thomas? Like, why would you ever?
It gets the people going. Now you got a question.
I'm just trying to ignite some things.
Ignition. All right, guys, time for me to go to bed. Sorry.
Ignition. All right, man. Well, check it out. It's on Netflix, right? Do you guys know the studio or anything like that?
I just looked at it. Hold on.
Yeah, I know it's on Netflix, and they have 12 episodes, 10, 12 episodes?
TMS Entertainment.
TMS, they've been around for
I think it's 12. Time. No, 13. 12 or 13, one or the other.
That doesn't make any sense because the last one, manga-wise, this one is the longest series in the mangas.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because they're splitting it up. You think they're just sectioning up the manga? Or
well, the manga was 39 volumes.
Damn.
And then, was it? Let me double check. But I want to say, no. Baki Hanma was 37 volumes. And
it is 37. Yep.
And Baki, the one that was the original Netflix ones, that was only 31 volumes.
That's still a lot, man. God,
they probably cut a lot out if they.
I'm pretty sure there's training arcs and stuff like that. Back in the 90s, those were popular as well.
Honestly, they probably have another season.
Yeah, they probably got another season. The way it ended, this had to be something more. You just see him
Was there a person named Yujiro in it?
I think I've heard that name before.
You think you've heard Yujiro?
I think I've heard that name before.
It says something like, I'm like, all right, so we might have a couple more seasons coming. Then
who am I?
It said it encompasses the Olivia's Fortress, Prehistoric Menace, something with boxing, and a confrontation with someone else.
Oh yeah, it's definitely sectioned up then.
Okay. So there's more to it.
It only covered the fortress, and then you alluded to the next section of some prehistoric stuff. Yeah, and when I seen the end of it, I was like, "What the hell are we?"
Okay, that seems like
over the topness. It's too much. Sometimes it's too much, man. Sometimes it's too fucking much.
The one thing I would give the creator, they said I probably should finish the show. I didn't like the fact that they did all the exposition of back. We know this is a Chinese boxing mark. I'm like, I don't care. Throw hands.
I don't care. Throw hands.
Proceed with the violence.
That was crazy too. When Baki was fighting his brother, man.
But that's what always got me.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Remember I was saying that's what took me out of the record of Ragnarok was when they started doing some of the background. I was like, all right, I just want to see how this fight's gonna happen. And y'all going on these two parties side stories.
Such a norm in that type of media. It's such a norm though.
Box. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Hajime no Ippo. You might as well just.
I love Hajime no Ippo.
Hajime no Ippo is great.
I even had the game on PlayStation 2.
Megalobox. I finally got into season 2 of Megalobox, and the first episode impressed me already. I got to get back on it. Megalobox is good. Don't even front, bro.
It's gonna take you on the trip.
No, the art style. I love the fact that I love the art style of that because it's like that old school '90s art style, but then it's still newer. But that is not a lot of action in the second season compared to the first.
Not. It's not. It's a science. It's a mental, psychological,
more character development, and trials and tribulations.
Stuff you like.
Yeah, trials and tribulations.
Yeah, I like to get a little deep, a little psyche, get in your head a little bit. Yeah, I appreciate that. And on that note,
I might catch up to Baki. I might catch up to Baki at some point.
I've never bothered. I want to rewatch. I want to go all the way to the very first back in the 90s anime. Like I want to go back, or the early 2000s anime.
It might be on Funimation because they're the original original anime series.
Yeah, I'd rather just go back to that to get familiar and just jump into the animes as I go.
Well, they weren't original anime series studio. They were original licensor for North America. Group Tap was the original anime series.
Yeah, studio. That stuff was fighting that big gorilla or ape or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like 14? He's like 14, 15?
What's the gorilla name?
Wrestling.
Jesus. All right, man. I think we have a nice lengthy episode. I know y'all like that word. But yeah.
Yasha.
No,
yeah,
it got really weird. I feel like I should probably keep talking, but I do have another topic. But like, if anything, it's just a lot of Twitch stuff. I know there's a leak there recently with Twitch, where they I think some hackers got into it and released
Facebook too.
4chan. You said where? Stupid. And like they got like
cite your sources. Cite your sources.
I'm just saying they got like over 100. They showed about the 100 best top subscribe or gamers or whatever, or people that streamers. Sorry, top 100 streamers on Twitch, and then like the money that they're making, man, is crazy. You know, people are making. You know, I guess the hackers did it intentionally to show like how much Twitch is doing favoritism, possibly, or something along those lines.
They wanted to disrupt Twitch, so they stole everything from the source code, to build your own Twitch.
Yeah, like 128 gigabytes of information.
Yeah, they got everyone's login information, like your stream keys. Everything has been like, now you got to go and make sure you change all your stream keys and all that stuff. Passwords.
Yeah, these
changed.
These dudes are making six figures, man. And you know, somebody was trying to make a point that trying to make a point of a racial thing, like these viewers, these people that in these positions should
Let's
be,
talk on that.
You know, I mean, I didn't want to stay on it too long, but this is actually it's I don't know if it's a topic, but it's something that me personally, if you had the platform,
let's go, Chris.
If you had the platform for it, I think it's your fucking platform. Like, do what you will with it. I don't think it should be mandatory that you should be looking out for the little guys.
And that's why I wear boxers when I Twitch.
What? What just happened? I don't want an explanation. No, I'm sorry. I don't want. I don't want it. I don't want it. What do you got, Tommy?
I stream what I want to stream.
Yeah, I mean, and you subscribe to whomever you want to subscribe to.
What got me with that was, it's like, I understand, because Twitch has been trying to do a lot with, like, you know, they did like the Latinos and gaming, like they bought out like ad space in Times Square to even get streamers' names out there and stuff like that. It's not like Twitch can't force people to follow minorities. It's not going to happen. And the gaming space is not full of, well, there's a lot more minorities in the gaming space, streaming space, and all that, but some of them from, like, I don't know, I ain't even put it on a state. Certain people just don't really care to look for diversity, and they don't think about it as much as the people who are affected by diversity. So it's one of those situations of trying to shame people. It's not really going to work in my
and you know, you guys know how much I love Twitter. So I see things on there, and it's just like, why are you trying to guilt trip people? Like you call it, but at the same time promoting your own shit. Like it just comes disingenuous. It's very disingenuous to me.
I'll tell you why.
We got an answer for you.
The white guilt's gold, boy.
We got an answer for you now. You already know. You already know. Tears always taste better when they're white.
Yeah, and you know it is true.
That's the thing. True. Some people, it's a good promotion for some people. If you really get some people to feel guilty, you can get some money out of it. It's like, I don't subscribe to it, but I also understand people trying to like better the playing field, because it's like there's some people have what's the word I'm looking for? They have biases that they like, unintentional biases that they don't think about. And
right.
It's like if I decide to like every Panamanian streamer on Twitch, it's intentional, but it could have been, you know.
Preferences can sometimes be biases.
And that's go ahead, sorry.
And I was saying, it's like sometimes they don't connect. Like I remember it's like one of the podcasts I follow. Some people are angry because there's a few minorities, and they've been okay with the ones who are already up there. Well, actually, there's a good amount of minorities on this podcast, but the way they speak, which is it's not a good way of putting this, but I don't know a better way of saying it. They're easier to swallow because it's like they're closer to whiteness in the things that they like, per se. Like they like, you know, they like things that I guess the average, I'm guessing, middle class white American might like. But now they have other people up there who are kind of more, they grew up in urban or with urban taste, which we know that's code word for when it comes to media. So,
yeah.
But now some people have issues with it. Like they say, like, what's good? What's up, y'all? And when I've heard other people say on this podcast, what's good? And no one really questioned it. But now that these ones are saying it, well, we don't really like the fact that y'all are bringing this type of speech to this podcast. And the podcast is like, if you don't like it, you can go.
You get the fuck out of here.
But that's I'm gonna change my language next week. Matter of fact,
it's
guys, pals, have a great day.
Hey.
Well, but Willikers, fellas.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, though. Some stuff is easier for people to swallow than it is for other people, like other situations. Which I'm thinking that's partially for what's going on with Twitch. It's some of the top ones they're very like, they don't have that sauce.
Yeah.
It's like they might have a Drake on their stream here and there, but
yeah, Drake more palatable to the
like they have Drake, Travis Scott, and like that part of mainstream media, which is very
Logic,
which is very safe. It's very, and that's what people like. So it's safe. It's called safe for a reason.
I could definitely understand the frustration, and I really do. I have the sentimentality for that, or at least the empathy to understand there's frustration there. There's a lot of streamers within the minority that have good content, but they're just not getting that exposure. I think Twitch may do some kind of spotlight thing every once in a while, but a lot of what you see once you open Twitch are white middle class dudes, like dudes that are in their 20s to their 35 maybe 40s. Is what they have 1 million subscribers,
and that's the thing too. Though, I would say the thing too is though, like I know a lot of people who push Black, Latino, brown streamers and all that stuff, and I feel like a lot of the times it's just we're in our own bubble of we're following each other, and other people are like, I might follow one or two of them, but it's like let Boosie get on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Now that's what get it popping. They don't know about that.
I really believe that he'll have a very diverse, like Abbo and Preach. I feel like they would have a very diverse, like subscribes.
Zuckerberg. I was just kidding, Zuckerberg. Get my profile back, Mrs. Zuckerberg. Get my profile back. I'm telling you,
there's a few people who are really entertaining. Well, I'll end with this. As the people out of all your friends, which ones know about the TV show Martin?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So give me a little bit more though. What else are you trying to say?
It was a good TV show. It had the push behind it, but only people of a certain cultural bias know about Martin.
So is that okay? So is
that
the
Fresh Prince?
That's why I didn't say Fresh Prince. Culturally, Fresh Prince is better known by everybody, but Martin is known by a specific demographic.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the thing is too though, it's not that Martin was bad.
It definitely wasn't bad.
It's not like
it definitely wasn't bad.
It was only certain people identified with Martin.
Even a better example would be only certain people know what BET Comic View was, compared to what Def Jam was.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the better example.
Think about
everyone knows anyone can catch on to Def Jam, but not many people knew about Comic View. Or I'm sorry, not many demographics knew about Comic View.
That's an interesting thought process. I mean, it's interesting. Subjective fact.
It was like who was it advertised to, and then as a whole, I think over time, like people just stayed with what they knew or what they felt safe.
I don't think it was who it was advertised to, because it was advertised in some normal spots. It's like on a situation that's somewhat like Twitch. If you look at like comedy in general, like Comic View and all that stuff. If you go to like a stand up, like cities that have normalized stand up. They have black nights, and they have artists that kill on black nights. If you put them on a different night, the demographic doesn't want to care to really go and see them. We live in a society of multiple cultures.
Shades. Because of preference of the shade. Okay.
No, it's not because of shade. It's because
I don't know if it's the shade. I think it's the topic, the discussion. What the jokes are like. It's gonna go over some people's heads because culturally speaking, they wouldn't get it. It's not gonna grasp.
Yeah,
they're not gonna.
And I feel like that's the thing that people on Twitter and stuff are really. They don't want to talk about that part of the situation.
So essentially, just because. So the lighter shade is essentially just. That's what everybody's going to grasp. So that's what everybody's.
It's more palatable.
It's more palatable. It's not the shade because it's like if you put on people like to call him this in the urban community, Gary Owens. You put Gary Owens on a white comedy night, like majority white like audience, he is not going to do the same as if he is in front of a black crowd and he's a white man. His cultural understandings
I know what you're talking about.
The stuff that he likes, Martin, this like the Wayans and all them, he doesn't fit the mainstream media, so he won't move those same type of numbers in the mainstream media as he does in the urban crowd.
Because the mainstream media is more white.
Well, it's more whoever's the majority. Whoever's the majority.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like.
It's the consumption. Who's consuming it? I mean, I don't think the shade. I don't think the color of person's skin is who's consuming. It's more of what people want. What people want that's easier to grasp and more attainable and more respectfully attainable.
Equals okay.
It's like Larry the Cable Guy. If Larry the Cable Guy was doing shows in New York, he's not going to do the same as if he's doing shows in the South and Texas.
I don't believe that either.
It's just part of it. Some people aren't. As like Kevin Hart is a big enough one, he's in everyone's room, like everyone's living room.
Successful, yep.
But Jeff Foxworthy, there's certain people, but that's the thing. I think it's a more complex conversation that people really don't want to have.
They just want to. They want to. It's more of a point fingers type of discussion, and expect change within over a night.
But you gravitate towards what you know. That's all.
People gravitate what's familiar. Much. It's like
it makes more feel comfortable.
It's like how Drake's always changing his rap style to be more comfortable. Yep. Men's them all of a sudden, like he's in the UK.
Oh god. That'd be another time we can have a discussion off or on camera. I'm ready for that.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's start a whole nother one up. Let's go.
Let's
talk about Drake.
All right. Yeah, I just thought the Twitch discussion would be a quick little thing because I know there's some topics we could definitely attack, and regardless of we get viewership or not, it's just discussions that we have already amongst us or in chats. So I figured every once in a while bringing it out to our channel, Media Marauders, wouldn't be so bad. So thanks for indulging with me, fellas. I appreciate that. But
I got to go and put on white face just so y'all know.
Yeah. Now I gotta hurry up and. So you guys, good work tonight, guys.
Sammy Sosa over here, you know what I'm saying?
I think we did an exceptional job today. So I just want to give you guys.
You don't have to look presentable to all the audience.
To the ones that want to be, we need to be more palatable, guys. But
Majin team. What y'all know about Majin team?
Majin team, stupid. Nah, man. Once again, this is Media Marauders, man. We try to give you guys some content, and we appreciate any kind of positive or negative feedback. You guys just leave a comment down below. Also, we keep timestamps. If you guys reach this far, maybe I should really say that in the very beginning, just to remind them. But this is Media Marauders. Please click like and subscribe. Don't forget that bell on the side of every Media Marauder content, things to let you know what we're doing out there. We got Twitter, our social media, Facebook and Instagram. There's some traction there. Every once in a while, I'll see something. So we appreciate the love.
You got something on your chin. I think it's Booker.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Cocaine right there.
I feel like y'all collaborate with each other and just wait. Yo, we about to do it. Yo, who's about to do it? Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do
it? I don't know if I did it last. I don't know if I did it last time, but we just,
Oh yeah. Oh, we got it.
It's just like the pineapple. It's like it's got to come up. It's got to be a continuous thing, man.
Anyways, man.
Hey man, I see you touch your nose a little bit earlier too. I was like, yo, what's going on here?
My co-host, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. I pray for y'all success, wonders, and beauty for everyone out there in the world, man. We'll check y'all on the next one, man. Please be safe. Check yourselves. Be safe. And Don't forget
click
that bell.
like and subscribe, please.
Yeah, I said that already. Shoot, click like and subscribe, all that shit. But yeah, y'all take it easy, man. Y'all be safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
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 Peace.